the story of Memories of Murder. In 1986, in a small rural South Korean town, a woman's body is found brutally murdered in a ditch, setting off a chain of horrifying events. Her hands are tied behind her back, and her body is left in an almost ritualistic pose. Detective Park Do-man, a local cop with a reputation for rough-and-tumble methods, is assigned to the case. Park, though confident in his abilities, is far from a skilled investigator. He relies on intimidation, violence, and instinct rather than evidence. To Park, every suspect is guilty until proven innocent. At the crime scene, forensic techniques are severely limited due to the lack of proper resources, training, and technology. Park's methods are crude. He often beats confessions out of suspects, believing his gut feelings will lead to the killer. He is joined by Detective Cho Young-kyu, who is equally violent and quick to accuse, using brutality as their main tactic. A few days later, another woman is found dead in similar circumstances. The murders begin to follow a disturbing pattern. The victims are all women, found raped and murdered after rainy nights. As the death toll rises, Park starts to feel the pressure, but his reliance on violence and intuition leads to dead ends. To assist in the investigation, Detective Seo Tae-yoon arrives from Seoul. Seo, in stark contrast to Park, is methodical and thoughtful, relying on logic and evidence to solve cases. His arrival causes immediate tension between the two detectives as they clash over their investigative styles. Seo is frustrated by the local detective's brutal and unprofessional methods, while Park and Cho mock Seo's reliance on forensic evidence and careful deduction. Despite their differences, the team uncovers that the killer plays a specific song on the radio during his murders, and the attacks occur on rainy nights when the victims are wearing red. They narrow down their suspects, including a mentally disabled boy whom Park brutally interrogates in an attempt to extract a confession. However, the boy's testimony proves unreliable, leading to more frustration. As the investigation drags on, Seo becomes increasingly obsessed with catching the killer, and his once calm, logical demeanor starts to erode. He's haunted by the unsolved murders and begins to question his own ability to solve the case. One day, a third woman is found dead, and the detectives race against time to catch the murderer before he strikes again. The case spirals out of control as more dead bodies are found. Despite their growing desperation, the killer seems to be always one step ahead, leaving no evidence and mocking their efforts. The investigation, which was once a matter of duty, becomes deeply personal for the detectives. Finally, after a series of failed leads, the detectives find a possible suspect, a quiet factory worker named Park Hyun-jae, who matches the profile of the killer. Seo is convinced that Hyun-jae is the man responsible for the murders, and his obsession drives him to confront the suspect. However, Park Do-man, who once believed anyone could be guilty, is now unsure and hesitant. In a climactic moment, Seo violently attacks Hyun-jae, unable to control his rage and frustration. But when the DNA test results come back from the United States, they reveal that Hyun-jae's DNA does not match the evidence found at the crime scenes. The results shatter Seo, who is left questioning everything he believed about the case. The killer's identity remains unknown, and the investigation is left unresolved. Years later, in 2003, Park Do-man, now retired from the police force, returns to the first crime scene. He reflects on the case that defined his life and left him haunted by the fact that the killer was never caught. As he looks into the camera, now a civilian, the weight of the unsolved mystery hangs heavily on him.